All right, everybody, and welcome back to the atmospheric cafeteria that is my kitchen. I had started this earlier, and then I ran out of space because, what I said earlier was one should always be proactive. Yeah, I didn't listen to myself, so there we are, and I'm really tired of two-parters. Excuse me. Pardon me. So, just checking to double check it's even recording. My goodness. Whew. Seriously, and Mercury's direct as well. So this reading is for, I've explained this 3 times now. This reading is for, God, and I was so excited to, anyway, Aquarius, be quiet. So, this reading is for Pisces born in February, okay? The start of the zodiac is Pisces, but it's technically Pisces in March. Pisces in March are, it's 2 fish, it's circle, circle, circle. Always searching, never finding for a Pisces. And this can be anything. It can be something really big. It can be the tiniest, grain of sand. It doesn't matter. They're always looking for the best, the best, the best, the best, the best. And the point, the lesson in Pisces in March is that yes, this is the best, and this is, the blender from 3 generations ago, but I'm still really happy with this one, and I don't want to spend more money. Okay? That's learning that, yes, this is the ultimate, but I'm happy with the penultimate. I don't need to go out and buy the best one. I've learned to be happy with this one. It does everything I need it to do. When you're an Aquarius born in February, it is I am going to take this sieve and I am going to do everything in this sieve, and I'm not gonna buy a blender. What you're supposed to learn in February Aquarius is that yes, you can have the sieve. This sieve works really great when you're making homemade tomato sauce. It's not going to work with a smoothie. It's just not. And I have to be the one that accepts that and realizes that and learns that lesson. Otherwise, what am I doing here? Because otherwise it's just going to be a nightmare. You can't put ice cream in there and make a milkshake. It's not going to work. It's just going to destroy everything. So, the point of February Aquarius born in February is I have to learn to combine the old and the new and bring them together. The point of Pisces born in February is to learn that this is the blender I like, and it doesn't matter how old it is because it does everything that this sieve does, and I don't need the ultimate of it. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to stop looking because this would belong to me. This one belonged to my grandmother. Do you see how that is? This person does want the newest one that does everything, but this person is very happy here with this one here. This person would just rather do everything the old-fashioned way. Now, I'm saying this from my own Aquarius experience, and you find your own metaphor within your own life of where it is. I'm sure if you sit back and think about it, sitting back and thinking is a good idea. But that's what it is with Pisces born in February. It's seeing what the ultimate, what it is it's the test of learning that I'm happy with this and I don't need the old way, but learning that, yeah, I don't need the ultimate or the penultimate, and I'm just going to be here, right here, and be happy. It's like the final exam at the same time that you're studying for the next test. And Pisces in March is the next test in motion. And Pisces in February is studying for the test. because you have to learn to be happy and satisfied. And that's the point of being an Aquarius, is learning how to be happy and satisfied in the water that you're in. But eventually you got to move down the stream, and that choppy water is going to come with you, and you've got to learn how to swim in it. Because when you get to the March Pisces, that's just still water. That's just a koi pond. It's just still water. The only bubbles in there are the ones being brought in, okay? And then you're going to move from there into Aries, you know, because you're going to be a flying fish. Because you morph into something new. It's when your fish learns how to breathe on land. So yeah, this is who this reading is for. Pisces, born in February, because sometimes when you're born kind of in a zodiac in another month, it's a little different. And I'll be very honest with you, January Aquarius is very different than February Aquarius. February Aquarius will give you a lot of lenience room before we look at you and go, listen, we're not doing this anymore, motherfucker, go fuck off. January Aquarius, you get one chance and they're like, fuck off. And then that's it. And you don't get any more. I mean, it's the same thing with February Aquarius, except we're going to give you more time. But then what does the Capricorn learn? Yeah, we're not doing that, buddy. Bye. Yeah, goodbye. So, you know, they're very... My friend was a Capricorn. I love her to pieces. But yeah, so that's who this is for. So if you find that the March Pisces really doesn't fit you, and, you know, maybe a little bit of that and a little bit of the Aquarius, this is your reading. So, and I've been called to do this, and I'm feeling like I need to do this every month. So if you guys like this, just let me know. Drop a line in the comments and hit the like and subscribe. I hate asking them. Anyway. So, like I said, I already had this out earlier. And you guys would have gotten to see me shuffle if this thing had not, yeah. So, you know. So first we have out the Death card and the Two of Coins. There's a lot of leaving stuff behind, but there's also a lot of just not looking at what's left behind, and there's not looking there. It's like they're not looking at what is laid over, and they're not looking at what is standing up. And basically, for this seems to be a reading for people who are not learning the lesson. This part of the reading is for the people that are kind of not learning the lesson. You know, at some point you can't just stand in the middle and look at the river behind there. You do kind of have to look at one or the other. You don't necessarily always have to look at the Three Cups behind, because that can be kind of traumatic and you might need to work through that with a therapist. But you can kind of look over at that one cup standing up, okay? And you can kind of like turn a little bit towards that, so that you're not facing away, so that you're not facing the Three Cups that are lying down. But you're not staring off at the distance into nothing. You're actually actively in the world. And you have to have that, because you've got to balance this. Because you can't look at these Three Cups here unless you have this balance. You can't balance this in the past with this in the future unless you stop looking at the river. And that's exactly what this shows, because here we have the Ace of Coins and the Three of Swords reversed. And yes, the Three of Swords reversed is a sign of healing, but it's also a sign of negative self-talk. It's also a card of, we've got three swords, and what sword is going to dislodge so that the other swords can come out, you know? Because if we look at this coin is falling. I mean, you're losing something. You're losing something. What are you losing? Are you losing yourself? Because I feel like this reading is telling me it's more about the self. This isn't about love. This isn't about your partner. This isn't about your kids. This is you. They're telling me this is about you. This is about you, Pisces, born in February. February pie. This is for you. Your internal structure, your internal you. This isn't your spouse. This isn't your boyfriend. This isn't your kids. Now, having said that, if you happened on this and this feels like it resonates in your soul that way, you find some soul resonance in there, do take that. If you see these cards and they stand out to you and you go, oh, wow, take it. Because I said this in an earlier reading, I was watching Heartwarmers Tarot. I love them dearly. I love their channel. Go support. Go support. Go support. And they had the World and the Wheel of Fortune come out, and I just saw that, and it just poofed, like it was like it hit me in the forehead, and I was like, ooh, you know, when you're on top of the Wheel of Fortune and you're looking, if you have the World, you can also be on top of the world and not get trapped by the clicker of the Wheel of Fortune. You can actually, it was basically on a clear day you can see forever with those two cards. If you're a clairvoyant, on a clear day you can see forever, and you have to understand that's actually a major clairvoyant. If you get yeah, they're saying a major massive clairvoyant if you get those two cards together, because obviously only if it resonates, because you have to know how to, they're saying because you have to know how to hone those two skills in together, because on a clear day you can see forever. And if you don't know how to hone in those skills and bring yourself back into your present, you will get lost in the future, because you can also see the past, but you can see the future is more poof, more poof. And that's what happens when you're getting your clairs in, is when your clairs are when your clairvoyance is resonating, ascending, and coming in, you will have moments where you can see everything. You can even look at a person and see like everything, and it's very shocking. It's extraordinarily shocking, to be very honest with you. So if that happens to you, I want you to stop. I want you to go and get a drink of water, coffee, something. Just stop and close your eyes and bring yourself down out of the air, and imagine a whole bunch of rocks in your lap. Imagine your feet into the ground, mud all over them. You know, you're just planted in a mud puddle and it's covered over, and you're just ground yourself and bring yourself back to the present, and little by little open your eyes and just look at the area that you're in to bring yourself back here. And then slowly just kind of look up, and like for me, it would happen when I would look out a window. It was insane. But that's what I did, and then little by little I learned how to hone it and bring it back in, because all of this is really learning, right? So, and that's what this is. Because we're at a stalemate here. Yeah, this like I say, if this resonates to you about something, because we all see something in everything, and remember, not every part of a reading is for everybody. And like I always say, sit and listen. Don't deduce in your head as you're going. If something sounds familiar, take a little note and then listen, because sometimes, like I know for myself, I had to learn how to do that. Otherwise, I was not listening to the reading and taking everything in, and it did a real disservice to myself. And when I noticed I was doing that, I was like, wow, this also is doing a disservice to the reader. It's not fair to them. So that's what I personally started doing, because I need to rein myself in sometimes. I need to do this. I am an Aquarius. And sometimes Aquariuses, we have to rein, We have to rein ourselves in, because if not, we are going to jump out of the water, we're going to dive down deep, and then we're going to get hypoxia, and then we're not going to make it back up, and then we're going to get the bends, and then we're going to drown, and then we come back up, and then we're air signs also, so we're always flying in the air. We're a mess, but we're a wonderful mess. What a wonderful mess to be. And yes, that is a dryer if you hear it. So this really is about your inner self, the inner you. You're just trying to balance so much, aren't you? Oh, honey, you really are. But this, because let's face it, one of these swords has to move, because you have to move over into here, because we all know that this is what you want. You want, now by the Lovers, it doesn't necessarily mean in love, because there is a road. And sometimes the Lovers just means choices. Which choice are you going to make down the road? And these choices that you're going to make, they're going to bring you here. They're going to bring you into communion, into the gifts of the Three of Coins. This is a card of teamwork. This is a card of unity. And look at these guys here. They need to walk down the road together and see, herein lies the thing. Actually, this is a very interesting point about the Lovers as well. Anyway, I'm going to get off that point. But you have to bring these two together. You got to bring these two together, because this road, only this person can go down this road. And at the end of the day, I just have a hair in my eye. It's very distracting, and yes, it is a dog hair. Oh, come on. There we go. I'm distracted. Okay, I'm not talking about love relationships right now. You as a human, okay? We all have a little masculine, we all have a little feminine, we all have a little yin, and we all have a little yang, right? You have to join yourself together to become this, to walk down the road steadily yourself. And this is what you have to heal to do that. Because hold on one second, let me oofty. Because the only way, oh, hairs in my eyes, my God. Because right now we've got the Seven of Swords, okay? At the end of the day, the Seven of Swords is about going to the enemy's camp, stealing all their swords, and running back to your own camp and making it so that your enemy can't fight anymore. Yes, he left 2 swords behind, but at the end of the day, he's got the other 5 swords, so the enemy can't fight as easily. Now, can they? But when it's reversed, you're just sitting in jail. You're not doing anything. this, I couldn't figure out if I should put it upside down or right side up, and then I put it like this, and it was like, oh yeah, because, you know, yeah, you ran away from the prison camp, right? But you didn't actually leave the grounds. You just went and hid behind a big giant boulder, and now you're just, you know, looking at the people in the camp as they're working, and eventually you will turn around and find the prison guard. They're just watching you like, you know, the fool that you are. And this could actually be the fool, but not the fool that puts you into something, but the fool that puts you into nothing, because I can't go any further, and I literally can't draw any more cards. It won't let me because this came up. And this, you have to take this upside down, Three of Swords. Yes, it is the card of releasing pain. What does it say? Releasing pain, forgiveness, and optimism, recovery, and moving on. But the problem is that you have to get rid of this negative self-talk first. This internal negative self-talk you have to get rid of that. Because if you don't turn this on its side and let that negative self-talk drain out, then you can't let this move forward and become in union with yourself so that you can have, you know, celebration with yourself. And once you have celebration with yourself, this is going to turn upside down, and you're going to have taken all of these 5 swords. Now, herein lies the thing, okay? When you do this, okay? When you do this work, and this is the work you have to do, okay? This will go away, and then I can draw more cards. Okay? This goes away because you did the self-work, because you looked at this. You stopped looking at the river. You turned this way to see the hope, and then the person that was there to help you see the hope, or whoever this was, this could be a spouse, a friend, a therapist. This can be your own personal choosing to, like, it, you know what, I don't care. If you're watching verified physicians that are not, listen, I like School of Life and Psych to Go and Dr. Tracy Marks and Dr. Ramani on here. I find them very helpful. And if that's what you find helpful, or if you find those books helpful, then that's what you do, because not everybody is ready for therapy. Not everybody is ready to bare their heart. I myself went through BetterHelp. I loved every second of it. To this day, I recommend it to everybody. But you have to be ready to be there, and you have to be ready, you know? And when you do turn away from that river, and you do start balancing these two, because, you know, this is the future and the hope, and this is the pain of the past. And when you start to balance the future, hope of the future, and the pain of the past, then this sadness of the reverse of coins, it allows this Three of Swords to turn sideways. I mean, a Three of Swords that's charging into stuff. See how this is sideways? See how the swords are like this? It's almost like the swords, and this kind of looks like clouds right here. So it's like it's flying. It's like it's flying into this union to make this your whole self. So you can have celebration in your opportunities, you know? And that's what that does. It brings self-balance, and it brings this. So now, that we've established the work you have to do, okay? We've established this work. This is the work you have to do. This won't be for everyone. It'll be for who it's for. Taking the thing off here. Okay. Now we can remove this. I'm being told to remove this because they want you to see the rest of this reading. And for those of you, okay, so now we're moving on. They're telling me, oh, iced tea. I don't know what lemon and iced tea has to do with anything, but there you go. You take that as you want. I don't know. Maybe Spirit wants some with iced tea. Okay, so now that we have this like this, they're telling me to move on with the rest of the reading because this part of the reading is for the people that are here. You understand the rest of that. You did that. You stepped back. You did the work. They're also telling me that this part of the reading could also be for people who are doing the work not only within themselves but within relationships. And by that, it's the internal work you have to do when you're in a relationship with someone to help that relationship thrive. And they're also telling me that more than likely on the other end, this person is doing this. So this is for couple. So if this refers to you and your partner, this is a partnership where both people are becoming better and growing and going this way. Okay. So take that as you need it. Take the parts you need for either of those. So this is for the people that are doing the work, February Pisces, that are have seen them, have done the DDDD, and now they're doing the work internally in themselves for their personal self. And it's for those who are in a relationship internally working on themselves for this relationship, and for the partner that is also working on themselves for this relation. This is about that, okay? Because remember, we got two fishes here, okay? And they're going down this river, right? They're going down and they're going down and they're not swimming in a circle yet. Because they're still in the rough waters, and you can't swim in a circle in rough waters. You're going to drown. You have to wait till you get to the March still pool, okay? So both of these fishes are going side by side. So that's who this is for. So if you're in a troublesome relationship where this person is not going to work out, this is not your reading. This is 100% not your reading. I'm being told to lift these up just a little bit. Oh, Spirit, I'm glad you like the music. It is nice. I do rather like having the music, and I want to put those up there because these are actually distinguished from these cards here. Okay, so if you have done the work, yeah, Spirit, I'm putting this right in. So if you have done the work and you are here, hi, welcome to my atmospheric cafeteria. How are you? Maybe I will split this up into two. Spirit's yelling at me now. In general, actually, I could just do this in three, and that would be fine because this is three different readings. Technically, it could be one whole, it doesn't matter either way. If that kind of sounds good to you guys, just let me know. And actually, in general, isn't this great? My friend gave me a whole bunch of pillowcases, and I was like, Spirit's like, yeah, go look and see what she gave you. And this one says, it says you have the power. And when I saw this, I was like, yes. So I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna use it as a little tablecloth, because why shouldn't you? You do you, boo-boo. You measure those chocolate chips with your heart, because you know that batter isn't actually going into the oven. You're just gonna eat that with the eggs and all. So okay, let's see what we've got. So Spirit, what do we have for the people that have done the work, the people in the relationship that are growing and excelling and changing, and you know, because they're not just growing and excelling and changing within their relationships. They're growing and excelling and changing within themselves, and that changes the relationships of everything around them, whether it's family, whether it's a spouse, whether it's work, whether it's just in general, you being nicer to a person at the grocery store. Remember, when you walk in there, be nice to the employees. That's their work area, and you want people to be nice at your work, so you be nice at theirs. Sorry. Mom lecture. Anyway, so Spirit, what do we have to tell everyone? All right, well, you flip out what you would like. Like, that's way too many. My dude, excuse me, pardon me. Ten of Wands. Rearranging my legs. Sorry, I come with theme music. I come with sound effects. I realized recently that my Apple Music, my favorites album, where I put all of the songs in there that just absolutely tickle me. Yeah, that's my soundtrack. Yes, we can do. I'll put this on for bed tonight. All right, Spirit. So what do we got, loves? What do we got? Give it a shuffle. Alrighty, so we're gonna reshuffle this. They're telling me. Yeah. I see that. I see that. I see that. I gotcha. They're telling me to put 10 of Wands back in there. If it really wants to come out, it'll come out again. But they're like, no, I want that. They're like, no, I want that back in, and I want this shuffled because this part of the reading needs to be new. The old shuffle was for the old part, for the people that needed to hear the lesson they needed to learn. And this is for the people who have learned the lesson and are moving forward in their education. So they want a fresh shuffle with no new cards out yet until, there we go. All right. Yeah, bridge the gap with the Three of Swords. Yeah, exactly. Got to bridge the gap with the Three of Swords. Because it is. It's like a little bridge. You know, I mean, if you're trying to get your life together and everything was hurt, yeah, you need that bridge over. And sometimes that's actually like a good friend. Like my friend and I were talking, you know, our mental health is just like better since we started talking because like we just bullshit with each other. And we're like, I hate the world, I hate it too. The strawberries. You know, I know you know what I'm talking about if you're listening to this. You got that, friends. Yes, yes, but you're Blanche, but you're in that wheelchair. I love you. Anyway, everybody needs a little something on occasion. So Spirit, ooh, we got this. 7 of Cups. We'll see where that one's going. I'm just gonna let them fall out and see where we go. Because you guys didn't get to see this part before. I was like so excited. I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. Like something called me to just do this. And I'm like, okay. So, what other cards would Spirit like to bring out? Let's see what we've got. Nice. February Pisces doing the work. What other cards do we have for the February Pisces that are growing and changing and doing the work? You want one more? You want one more, Spirit? I'm getting the number 13. 1 and 3. All right. we got? Ah! Oh yeah, that was good. Oh, dryer's done. Oh my god, that's freaking funny, man. What? Alright, hold on. I was channeling with my friend, and my father's mother's spirit comes in, and she's Mexican, and she gets excited every time I talk about any brown man. And I like turn around on the spirit, and my friend looks at me, she goes, yeah, I can see where people would think, oh wow, something was just there. People would think you're crazy, and I'm like, yeah, I can. But she's so funny. I feel like I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna use 2 cards like this for the moment. Yeah, that sounds like a plan. That is a plan. Sure. Thank you. Yeah, that's fair. It came out first. It wanted to go up there, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. Ooh, a little ringing in my head. What is that? Okay, that's what that is. So, for those of you doing the work, yeah, but I don't feel like that's supposed to be there. I feel like that's like that. So for those of you that did the work, you made the choice to make the change. You made the choice to make the change with the death card, and at the end of the day, I also get the image of the tower. But not the part of the tower where it's the calamity. The part of the tower where you know you're jumping out of the 2nd story window, you're going to be safe, and you're going to walk into the forest. You're walking into a new adventure. It's not an explosion and everything around you is going to erupt. You're walking into goodness. You know, it's a, how can I describe it? It's a moment of change, and it's a good moment of change. And even good moments of change, oh wow, really? That's a lesson for myself. God dang it. Well, even an Aquarius has to have a lesson on occasion. Basically, between the manifestation and the reality, there's a point where things are coming into alignment, and it's kind of freaky and kind of scary. You know what I'm saying? And then they manifest, and it's scary because it's new, and then it's in reality, and it's scary because it's new and it's here, and then you get used to it, right? You made that choice. I say it. It's align. You made that choice to align. You made that choice to walk away. You made that choice to balance. You made that choice to review the past and the present, or at least start to, at least get there, at least go. And I know I dropped off in the middle of saying something. It will come back. But you're here and you started the work. You know, you're you know what? And like in this balance, at some point, you're even walking through the river to the other side. You know, that kind of looks like mountains in the background there. And that color that he's walking through can look like water. And that's a river, and those are mountains. And if you're balancing this and you're in the middle of the water, it means you're moving across the water to fresher fields. Your, tower moments, that's where I was. You're moving away far enough that you can look back. And by doing that, you're doing this work. You're coming in here. So if you're with someone, you're doing the work to become a team, to become one. So rather than you yourself coming together, you're coming together with your partner and you're going down the road as one person, as one team, as one unit. If it's just individually for you, you yourself are coming together and you yourself are your own team and you're coming down. And you're both going into your celebration. You're both, taking the swords, because if it's two people, you're a unit. You're taking one person's got 5 swords, the other person's grabbing the 2 swords and going. If it's just you, you've got those 5 swords. You're going to drop them off over there and you're going to come back and grab these 2 swords. Are you going to be a little blinded? Are you going to have to fight people off? Yeah, you're going to be fine. You're going to hide. You're going to be fine. You're going to get back there, but then you're going to have to do a little bit of you're going to have to complete the task. And a lot of that, it's not that you're hiding. But let's face it, to get to here, this was really, really hard work, and you have a lot more hard work to do. And part of that is, part of this healing is actually carrying these wands, because wands are, they're trees. You put them in the ground and they grow, right? And you've already done the 5 of Wands where you've laid it down to fresher teammates, and you're now burdened with these wands that you have to carry. But the fact of the matter is, you're also kind of healing behind them. You're bringing them and you're going to plant them, because eventually, they're going to be in the garden of the King and the Queen of Wands, and this is going to bring you to the 7 of Cups. doing these, carrying them, planting them, dealing with these burdens, dealing with these responsibilities, doing the hard work and completing things that's going to bring you into alignments. That's going to give you a lot of different choices. It's going to give a lot of different things. And you've really got to be careful, because this is going to be the point where so you're here and you've escaped the camp and you're here and you are taking your 10 wands and you are carrying them. And you have to heal from these. Like I said, you have to heal from these. But you know, part of the way to healing is you get here, okay? Now you have these cups. These cups are upside down. This Knight of Swords is just completely restless and upside down. His sword is upside down and going in the wrong way. He's like a pilot, and where his sensors are, the sensors don't work, so the plane is upside down rather than right side up, and he thinks he's right side up, right? This is that delicate time where you really got to heal. And the point of these 10 wands is to stay behind them and heal. You know, I think that's also why the Hermit came out in reverse, is because you kind of do have to go into this little cocoon of soul searching. And you have to heal and learn to trust. And this can be trusting in each other. This can be trusting yourself and your own intuition, because this right here, the High Priestess, she's kind of diagonal. You know, she's not upright, she's not reversed, but she's not sideways either. She's not balanced. She's diagonal. She's you know, she's intuitive and with it, but she's also disconnected. And she can't be that way if she wants to go into the Fool and the King of Cups, because she needs to come into her emotional energy. And this Fool is wonderful. He is going to bring her right here. And this isn't the emotional energy of someone who's weeping and sobbing. This is somebody who has their balance of emotions. This is what that is. So it's going to be really important that when you get here, these 2 swords, make sure that you're healing. Make sure that you're healing. If you have to protect yourself as you're moving along behind these, that's okay. You take your time. Remember, you got to measure those chocolate chips with your heart, because when they go into the oven, you don't want to burn that chocolate, right? Because if you burn that chocolate, here you go. You've got a burnt cookie, and what does that do anybody? And if this is a relationship, then you've got a bad relationship going. So if you're trying to heal yourself to get to a point where you want to be in a relationship, you do have to be in your cocoon for a while, because at some point your High Priestess needs to be sideways. She needs to be balanced in everything in order to move on to the Fool and the King of Cups, in order to move into this balanced energy of healing and love. Bless you. Bless you, my baby. Okay? Now remember, if you don't do that, if you don't do this work, because this is the next part of your work, you are going to be upside down. And whatever intuition you have, whatever spidey senses you have, they are going to disconnect. There just are, because you have to do the work in order to move forward. Whether you're clairvoyant in order to ascend, in order to in order to understand more stuff that your spirit guides are telling you, or whether it's in the human world just to ascend forward and grow, whether it's growing on your own so that you can move forward and understand things as we age and society changes around you, or whether it's in a relationship to grow and change as you both grow older and society changes around you and you both grow and change and like different things. You have to do that work. You have to do that work. You know, and for some people, they're not going to need to hide behind this as long. As long as some people, they're going to be able to go right in. They're going to be able to plant these and just sit around, you know. They're going to be able to, you know, just hold these and be slow, and then they'll just walk right into their Seven of Cups and their Knight of Swords, and they'll just, you know, charge right in. You know, maybe they won't be quite as balanced, but they'll be fine. You know, they'll have to work on something else after this journey. But right now, we're talking about this because those people already know what they're doing, and I don't actually necessarily need to do a reading for them, but if you want one, let me know and I will do it for you. But yeah, for the people who are putting the work in, I smell coffee. I smell coffee. Like, yeah, let's get our coffee and put that work in. Yeah, we're going to hide. We're going to incubate. We're going to cocoon. Oh, cocoon, cocoon, cocoon. Yeah, cocoon is so important. You know, this is the cocoon. You're going to cocoon. You're going to balance. You know, it's isolation, loneliness, withdrawal, resignation, distance, lost your way. Sure. But upright is soul searching. And at the end of the day, it's this isolation that you need. Sometimes you do need to be in the hermit in reverse. You do need to be in that isolation. You do need to feel that loneliness. You need to withdraw. You need to resign, and you need to distance yourself. And often you need to do that because at some point up in here, you did lose your way, and you're here because you lost your way. But you need to do all of these other things, because once you do that, you end up starting to turn around. And once you turn around and you complete this side, then you turn to the side, right? And that's what this is about. This is about learning, growing, changing, because the way you feel at 20 is going to be different at 40. The knowledge you have at 20 is going to be different at 40, and it's different at 40, 50, it's different at 53, and I'm assuming it's different at like 80 and 92. I'm sure it's different at 92. But that is what this is about. And if you can do this, you can do all of this, she will balance herself out. She's 100% going to be balanced, and you are going to fall into this Fool. Okay? And this is going to be very important, because this guy says to me that not only is he going to go forward, but he can walk on that water, because he's coming into his King of Cups energy. And this King of Cups energy, it doesn't matter if you're a male or a female. It's the energy in general of it. This is a person who, they're not going to be crying all the time. They can sit there and be reasonable and balanced and emotional all at the same time. They don't need to cave down into tears. Not that the Queen of Cups does, but she is a lot more emotional. She is a lot more emotional. I mean, I myself have King of Cups energy, and it can be overly strong sometimes, but then, you know, let me watch, you know, something sad, and I'm just like falling. I'm let's face it, I'm at that point just the Page of Cups falling all over the floor and crying. Okay. An emotional wreck. Seriously, Spirit, that's the God's honest truth with that. But yeah, so and this is good for the people I'm talking to. This is where you need to be for the next part of your journey, okay? Because your next tests are coming in. You need to have this emotional balance. And you know, it's not just emotional balance, it's emotional intelligence. And emotional intelligence is so, so important. Because that tells you when, it's not like it's telling you, you know, oh, have the emotion here, have the emotion there. It's knowing when you walk into this situation where to place your emotions. It's like when you walk in and you see a child and they've cut themselves and they're terrified. Where are you going to place your emotional intelligence? Are you going to go, oh my God? Or are you going to go over and see that half their arm is off and go, okay, yeah, yep, there we go. We got this covered, and let's get you into the car. We're going to go to the emergency room. Yep, let's get you there. Because that emotional intelligence is calm. It's calm. It's calm water, and that's where you need to be. And to be very honest, this King of Cups also looks fairly feminine, so this is embracing both masculine and feminine. Think of Tutankhamun. And for those of you who get here and you've lost your way and you get here and you don't do this work, you are just going to go down. You are literally, I'm going to make a video called Life is a Highway and explain that. You are now going down in, and you are going to turn around, and now you are going past this and back to the beginning. Going all the way to the beginning. It's like that movie in Llewyn Davis, if you've seen it. If you haven't, spoilers. It's about repeating the same cycle over and over again. And that's what this is saying. If you're getting here and you're hiding behind here and you're just hiding and you're hiding but you're losing your way, it's all of this. It's the confusion, it's the restlessness, it's all of this. It's, disconnection and hidden agendas, and you're not working with your shadow self, and you're putting restrictions and strange, not strange, but things that you should not be doing. So rather than being this up here where you're two people moving, either two people moving on a path forward into one, or you and yourself moving on a path forward into one. Instead, it's just separation. And it's either separation or it's just a trauma bond. Actually, it's more like a trauma bond. And yeah, it might be the lesser of two evils, but at the end of the day, it's also not going to help anyone. Because when that blindfold falls off, because she is upside down, you're not going to be very happy. Because what you want to be is at some point, even if you get here and she is still upside down, you want to understand by the time that you get to the next test, you want to be here and understanding that I have to be releasing things. I have to be limiting things. I have to be putting myself into control so that I can take charge, so I can see through this veil of the Two of Swords, because the Two of Swords either way is difficult, but you can live in a duality, and you can live in a space where, like I've said to a friend earlier, like with Electra, where you know where you're going. You're blindfolded, but you know exactly where those two swords are going without a problem. And that's where you want to be for that. But if you're not there, if like you're kind of here and you're realizing here that I need to do here and do my shadow work and whatnot and go into here, okay. But if you're not, then you're just here. And this is not going to work for you on whatever your next journey test in life is. It's just gonna rebound you back. It's just gonna rebound you back. So and then you're just gonna have to start and do the work over again. And when you get to here, okay, and then you're gonna get to here again, and you're not, and you gotta do the work here. And if you don't do it here the first time, this is gonna be harder. There are gonna be more cards, there are gonna be more piles, there's gonna be more crap for you to get through. And then when you get here, it's gonna be even more shit. And here, you're not leaving back. You only grabbed one sword, okay? So do the work. I know it's hard. And listen, I'll tell you firsthand, the work is hard. I've done it. It is that meme. You see those footprints behind you? That's where Jesus was carrying you. Yeshua was carrying you. Yeshua was carrying you. You see that ditch over there? That's where Yeshua was dragging you by the hair. Okay? So you have to make that choice. You know, you can either be the footprints that walk, or you can get dragged there. And if you get dragged there and you end up here again, where are you going to be and how old are you going to be? Because age matters. Stupid shit in your 20s is excusable. Stupid shit in your 50s is not. However, if you're a grown-up and a big kid, that ends up being another thing, because at some point, sometimes your stupid shit isn't as stupid. And when I say stupid shit, I am talking about the ultimate of stupid shit that everybody looks at and goes, dude, you're just too old for that. You know? AKA, you know, putting practical jokes, because at the end of the day, practical jokes aren't funny. So, yeah, if you've done your work, then you're going to be here. And you're going to be ready to go into the next part of your journey, whatever this little journey is, okay? So I hope that that has helped everybody. That was a big reading, and I am tired. I'm going to go eat, and I am going to watch Bleach's 1,000-Year War. I've been watching that, and oh my god, the animation is just breathtaking. Like, I can't stop staring at the screen. Like, it's... Just have tissues, everybody. Just have tissues. So, yeah, that is my reading for my Pisces who are born in February, who, you know, your Pisces doesn't quite match you, and you're kind of in between Pisces and Aquarius, and this is what the universe needs you to know about lessons coming up and whatever. And you know what? If you want more readings like this, just let me know, and I'll do whatever ones come to mind. I'll try to do one each month for each month, but if other ones come up in between, then I will put them up, okay? And all right, I'm gonna leave you here, and everybody have happy dreams, have a good day, and blessed be, and be good, behave, be happy, and be yourself, because yourself is all that you can be, you know? Be good, behave, be happy, and be yourself. Love yous.